she lukewarm, gotta pick a side. Who am I? True Jesus saint.
So now they say, hey, look, it's just got to be about me. And nobody else worth a damn in his community. I got to look out for me. Because I realize they don't look at me, they look at me the same way. So he grows into a man. He might have kids. He might grow to have his own kids. But how many brothers you've come across who don't put the proper effort or training into their children? Or who you may have grown up with who didn't have that proper father figure in their lives.
Right.
These things happen because God said this. Read that again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom.
His eye shall be evil towards his brother and the wife of his bosom. We have hatred for our own brothers. And it could be your blood brother or just a brother who looked like you walking down the street. You can still have hatred for him in your heart. We still don't give a damn about them. So now, hey, I'm going to lift myself up. We've been getting told we got to lift ourselves up by our bootstraps our whole lives. I'm going to do me. You got to do it for yourself. I ain't going to help you lay some things up. I ain't going to help you get lifted up. I struggle, you got to struggle. That's how we look at it. Instead of seeking to help one another. But the thing is, we don't know what to help each other in. Because we don't have the laws of God. The laws of God tells us, Leviticus 19:17, to have a care for your brother. Go ahead and read that. In Leviticus 19:17. Matter of fact, go to Leviticus 5:1. And then Leviticus 19:17. This is what we learn in the community. We learn the opposite of this, actually. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1. Bring it up. And if the soul sin and if a soul sin and hear a voice of swearing, the voice of swearing, and his witnesses.
And is a witness. So if somebody, in the black and Hispanic community, how many people do you know are willing to snitch? Or how many people speak the opposite of that? How many people say, don't snitch? You got middle-class black people that ain't put their foot in the hoods, and they say the same thing. So it's not a financial, it's not a status thing. That's our problem. It's a moral problem. It's not an economic issue, because even middle-class brothers got the same thought process. Got the same thought process. I've met brothers that ain't stepped one foot in the hood and say, hey, you a snitch. Right? They say, no snitching. How are you not from that environment, but you still have the same mindset? Right. Because we're cursed as a people. The Deuteronomy 28, what we just read. That's bred into us. Read on.
And is a witness, whether he hath seen or known of it. If he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
God says, if you don't snitch, you're going to be held at fault too. That's how God looks at it. Now imagine if that's how we looked at things in the black and Hispanic community. If we looked at it and said, hey, if you steal from this brother, and I catch wind of it, whether you my mama, you my brother, you my son, my daughter, my homie, my best friend, my neighbor, I'm telling somebody. And you're going to get dealt with. What do you think would happen in our communities if everybody had that mindset? There would be change. There would be change. Would there be any room for drug dealers or pimping or theft or murder in our community?
Bring it out.
There wouldn't be any room for it. But guess what? My brother? We don't know the laws, and we don't know that's a law. We were taught the opposite of that thing. And because of that, now we live in the way we do.
Let them know.
Now we suffer from what you were just talking about.
Right.
What the Bible is just saying. Because of these things. All right, Leviticus 19:17. And this is the thing. We look at it as, if you snitch on me, you hate me. Right. That's how we look at it in the communities, don't we? you got a problem with me. I'm gonna have to get you back if you snitch on me. I'm gonna have to come. I have to come for you. I can't just let that slide. That's what we taught. That's the mindset we have. That's what we grow up with. And so it increases the selfishness that we have as a people. But let's see how God says we should show love to one another. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Hold on, what?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
We shall not hate our brother in our hearts. How many brothers hold grudges? How many black people see you holding grudges? A lot.
Bring it out.
Over small things.
Bring it out.
Small things. Things that could have been talked out. Turn into violence. Turn into hatred. And we want to call that love. Let's see what God calls love. He says, love your brother. Love your neighbor in your heart. Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and suffer not sin upon him.
He says you should rebuke, you should correct your brothers and not suffer sin upon him. Right. That's how we should move. How you doing, my brother? Would you agree with that?
I would agree with anything that's about the truth. If it's truth, I agree with it.
Okay, all praises. So, wouldn't y'all agree that if you love somebody, you would let them know when they're doing wrong?
If you love them in spirit, with a good energy, yes.
Yeah.
That. But if you're talking as a human, we might have a little bit of, there might be an argument back and forth, you know?
Yeah, I got you. But I'm saying that if you love your brother, you would tell them. We can both. It sounds like we agree. It sounds like we agree. If you love somebody, you would let them know when they're going up.
Bring it up. No doubt.
No doubt. But we don't do that as a whole in the black community. It's a, hey, keep your mouth closed. If I'm doing wrong, hush up about it. Don't tell nobody.
Right.
Oh, I'm sleeping with somebody else's woman. Don't tell nobody. Oh, I'm stealing from somebody. Don't tell nobody. Even what I experienced, I'm going back to middle school. I know some kids would steal out of another kid's bag and hey, don't tell them. And then those are the best of friends right there, because he didn't say nothing to me. But again, these things happen. Why? Where are we gonna learn these things at though? So real quick, my brother, real quick, check out the fire. Get the information from us. You saying? Understand? You're an Israelite. You're not black. The reason why you experience the things you have, the reason why you see your family or your friends or people you may have seen in the streets experience the things they have, is because we don't have an identity anymore as a people. Right. Because we don't understand the greatness we have. We don't know that we are the Israelites, God's chosen people, and that we have to come back to keeping the laws.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What we just read, aren't those proper solutions? Those are solutions. But guess what? The thing that we call the Bible used to be the black man's culture.
Right.
This used to be the black man's culture, not hip-hop. Hip-hop and rap is now black man's culture. That's not what it used to be.
Right.
It has replaced this.
Right.
But as a people, we wrote this as a people. Right. These were our morals and our standards, and other nations have used it to set up their society. Guess what? The white man's on top today, right? He runs the court systems. What did he say he based it off of?
Obi.
The Bible. They use it for their benefit, but we wrote it. We wrote the Bible. It was our culture, our standards of living, our moral code.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.